American history, as far as the early American history, after they gained their independence and onward. They, even up to 1930s, up to World War II, the United States always had a weak military. Reason being is that they've always had this natural barrier of the oceans to always guard their fronts. So they, even though they had a weak land military, they always had a strong navy. So they could always keep their enemies at bay. I mean, you also had I'm sure they had to worry about Canada and Mexico for a little bit, but you know, they're Canada, Mexico. So they could always counter like a British invasion if they could, you know, sank some British ships, but if that was ever the case. But even after the War of 1812, the United States and Britain always had a decent amount of relations with each other, so it wasn't too much to worry about. Even though they had some, you know, conflict with the Oregon territories and things like that, but you know, that was always resolved peacefully in some way, kind of. Except I think there was one instance with the boar, which I think the pig did die, and maybe some. I think some guys, I think some people did die as well in that. But that was resolved peacefully in a way. that was called the Boer War. Not to be confused with the Boer War that happened between Britain and the Zulu tribes. But yeah, that did happen. So that was kind of a little interesting tidbit for you guys. Alright, so we got... I'm surprised there hasn't been a war that broke out with Greece, Bulgaria, and the Ottoman Empire yet. Even between Greece and Albania. That's kind of a cool double-headed eagle right there for Albania. But yeah, I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet, because that usually does happen quite a bit for my games. Is Greece, Bulgaria, and Albania and Serbia all go after each other for some reason. Nice little faded Bulgarian flag. And Hungarian Austria are still at war with each other. Where is Hungary? Oh, Hungary's right there. Okay. So Hungary's not giving up yet. They're just, you know, going to chill out for a little bit. Because for some reason, Austria just can't push any further. Who knows why? I don't know. I figured Austria could actually defeat the Hungarians in that little province, but I guess not. I mean, I could leave Italy to go after Taranto and Venice. I mean, they could do it, but of course, they do have to worry about the Socialist Republic of Italy and the Communist France. Since they're in an alliance with each other, so. Communist France has claims on Italy. Oh, that's okay. They do claim Corsica, Nice, Chernobyl. Nice little music going on there. Alright, so it's August 5th, 1938. And Soviet Russia, I haven't kept an update on lately, but they are pretty much held up in Leningrad. So like Hungary, Soviet Russia is now down to one province, and surrounded on all sides too. Oh, by the way, when you do trade units, it's like I did with with Russia earlier, it does take a while for them to get shipped to their destination. Kind of like that kind of historical thing. Kind of like keep it in real time. So it's not like instantaneous, but you know, you do have to wait. Have them gather the planes or equipment onto the ships and send them over or whatever. So we have a 27% chance to bring Russia into alliance. So let's increase our relations with Russia. Let's increase our relations with Finland. And Iceland is released. So Denmark pretty much gave up Iceland, and now Iceland is independent from Denmark, which is kind of cool, I guess. But this also still holds Denmark. And Denmark is still a social democrat, while Sweden went to an authoritarian democrat. While my handle falls from my desk, and nor was it parental autocrat. Remember, it's called like paternal. It's actually paternal, but whatever. Being a parental autocrat and a parental autocrat is pretty much the same thing. It's just different. I know it's not grammatically correct as far as what it says. It's kind of sad as there's like no definition for a paternal autocrat, but it should be. And which is pretty much symbolizes a monarch or an empire-ish type. That's pretty much what it is. It's pretty much the monarch. It's just the parental autocrat, just get this if you can. Just fill in that gap between when you're moving to the right and you're stuck between a social conservative and then you go into a little fascist before you head to fascism. So that's one of those things. Alright, so we're still in August. Oh, let's go to extremely fast now. Alright, so we're just going to look at Finland, Sweden, and Norway, and the Baltic, and even parts of Russia. And Soviet Russia, of course. Just because we should just check them out. And listen to some Russian music. Alright, so Russia is shifting their armies around a little bit, trying to figure out a strategy to take out Soviet Russia. Because in Soviet Russia, they defeat you. But in regular Russia, we defeat them. Such a lame joke. I know. Oh man, I gotta stop doing that. Alright. So what time is it? That's not so fun. Alright. So this is pretty much my Saturday. Such a great thing. So I work tonight, and then I have between Monday and between today after work tonight, which would be tomorrow, which would be over at 6 a.m. all the way to Wednesday is my break, and then work a couple more days after, and then all that stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much my schedule. And I work, I think, Wednesday and Thursday. Sorry, I readjusted my mic. And I think I work Saturday, and that's pretty much it. It's just... I do work 3 days a week next week, or just yeah, whatever. Yeah, next week. And then that'd be pretty much it. I don't know what happens after. It does wear me out a lot. That's why I haven't done many LPN lately, is because of work. It's just putting me out. Pretty much I come home, I do stay up for a little while, and then I pass right the fuck out. There's just lots of manual labor going on, especially at Toys R Us. Just moving shit around, reorganizing shit. Yeah, it's always fun. Oh man, trying to reorganize. I worked 2 days a week. I worked this past 2 days reorganizing the Barbie shelves. You know how much a bitch Barbie is right now. Trying to reorganize all that stuff to, you know, put on the shelves, but make sure they're all in the same, or within the same part of the shelf. Yeah, fucking Barbie. She's a oh man. But thankfully, there was no overstock for me to do on that, on the Barbie aisle, and even on the scientific aisle that we also have restrictions. So there you go. Alright, so we're almost done with August. We are done with August now, thankfully. So Germany commissions the SMS Bismarck. Our national defense concluded a diplomatic deal with us, which, okay, it's nice. And we have a little lag, of course, because the frame rates are so damn slow. Alright, let's combine all of our trade together. So, oh yeah, Hawaii's still free. We're still an independent nation from the United States. So, Kingdom of Spain, Hawaii, Japan, Colombia, Cuba. We're giving resources to them. Austro-Hungarian, Oman. We're giving away a lot to Oman, aren't we? Let's see what's going on in Brazil now. Because okay, so Brazil is still holding out. They're still pushing in. And then you got some German bombers. So Germany did make it with some support for La Plata. And my microphone's right in my face again. Okay. I love this mic, but it's just broken. Alright, so there are some soldiers of German, at least Middle African bombers, some German bombers, but some Baltic, United Baltic troops in there though. It's kind of cool. La Plata is a social liberal, which I don't know, heavily influenced, because they are more democratic than the syndicist of Brazil, which must be, you know, just done away with. Right. Social liberal, approved Bolivian Confederation. Interesting. I don't think I ever mentioned about them. It's kind of cool. So they got some claims on Brazil here, which they should go after, you know, just because. That's kind of a cool flag right there. So Ecuador, sad that Panama had to, you know, go away. But damn. Do they fear Canadians or something? I mean, look at that. And that's kind of funny because the United States is finally done with the Civil War, but they haven't reinstated their claims on the Panama Canal, or Cologne, as it's called. So haha. So I guess I'm keeping it. Yep, we get the Panama Canal under our control. We can do as what we wish with it. Alright, so Australasia is trying to influence me for some reason. I don't know why. But they do have claims on this. because we do have Alaska. Thankfully, there hasn't been much going on in Alaska, that at least as far as revolts, because why should there be any revolts going on in Alaska? So at least that's going decently well. Trans-Ural Republic, or Transmara, and then Siberia. And as you can see, the Qin Empire is pretty much just scheming. They're just, I think they're done, personally, but that's just me. And wow, I was wrong. I was certainly wrong. The Republic of China has certainly really made a comeback for themselves. They've really certainly pushed the German puppet state of China out. So, that's kind of cool. Good for them, I guess. Alright, let's see. So they do have claims on all of China. So it would be nice to see China as a republican state type thing, like. But damn, that's a long extension. That's very ambitious for them to try to do all that. But I don't know. Republican China is has a pretty ambitious claim there. So who knows what happened with that? And then Ethiopia. And now we got Communist France. Oh man. Even my headset, as far as the sound output goes, is pretty much like regular headphones, in which one side is pretty much working, the other one's not. Oh, times because there's a loose wire in there. So that's a pain in the ass. So Kingdom of Spain, right here, they haven't really done much since they're a little offensive against the Carlist in northern Spain. It's pretty much halted to a stalemate. Same with Russia against Soviet Russia, because Soviet Russia is just a pain in the ass, and they just don't want to give up. Alright, so who's gonna have it first? Ooh, 34% chance. So I'll continue to influence Russia. And you never know, we might have like such a great relation hit with Russia that they'll shift something over. But who knows? I mean, I'm sure they'll do a little bit better with a standing army, but yeah. At least they could probably hold out a fair little bit more better than against the Soviet Russia, which is mostly drafted, dove, isolationist, central planning, closed society. So they were pretty oppressive. But then again, they have a drafted army, which means less organization for them. Alright, so we're on October 1st, 1938. We're still here in peaceful Canada. I'm still waiting for my Navy to finish, so let's do fill in some research. What do I need? Let's go to advanced construction, so at least I can access the production control and production planning. Let's have you do it, and then they'll give me a 5% industrial efficiency supplies, and then it gives me the same type of thing. And then the assembly line experiment will just give me a 15% increase total, and then it'll activate some brigades for me. And then we can continue on into the aircraft, which is less build time for a lot of things, so yay. And then as soon as this is done, I am going to do some basic decryption, because you actually do need that. It's not really required, but it does help. It helps greatly when you're fighting an enemy, because you know you can have a better chance of, okay, well, if I go after this province, then I'll fare better than I would in this province. So, oh, the deal with Iceland. Alright, so due to the financial pressure that Iceland is under, the irony of things, what's going on with Iceland now? Anyway, is under, and the fact that they have a very little fuel, it seemed that it would be the best time to offer them a deal for fuel. We could use this as a first stepping stone to a longer deal that would benefit us. And the Qin Empire made it a peace, has accepted peace with Republican China, as far as territory is concerned. So let's approach Iceland with a deal. Iceland accepts the deal, so that's it's just cool. Alright, so the Shen Qin has pretty much annexed the German puppets. But Republican Spain, however, has gained a lot of Republican China, sorry, has gained a lot of territory. So, in that process of peace that the Qin Empire made with Republican China, they've really gained a lot since there are only 3 provinces of Republican China they started off with, and even with nothing but really militia, they really did a lot of damage. So that's kind of cool of how they came to be. So there you go. So I thought the German puppets would actually win, but unfortunately that was not the case. I guess quantity did defeat quality in this occasion. So I was wrong. Oh my god, I was proven wrong. Not the first time. No, probably not to be the last time either. Alright. So let's influence Republican China. Just because. Let's see, make some trades. So our peace treaty has expired with Afghanistan, so if Delhi wanted, they could go to war with them. Tanatuva has been released by the Qin Empire. Really? That's kind of cool, I guess. Here's Tanatuva. They're a parental autocrat. If you guys remember, Tanatuva is also part of the vanilla version, in which they are already independent, but part of the Communist International Alliance, in which they are, I believe, a Stalinist. And then there's 2 Stalinists, Soviet Union and the Tanatuva, but also Mongolia, which are just Leninist, so they're not extreme parties. Alright, so from 30 to 28, so they had 30 divisions, and they are now at 28 divisions, so I guess they're just losing supplies like no other, because they're only in Leningrad and they have to support all of that military, but while getting attacked at the same time. Alright, so now we have Armenia declaring war for some reason, because Armenia went to threaten ethnic Armenians as a declaration of war on the whole nation. So I guess Georgia was doing something brutal to the Armenians, kind of like what the Ottoman Turks did to the Armenians. So I guess Armenia was kind of pissed off about that and decided to go after Georgia for it. But unfortunately for Armenia, I'm not sure if that was a wise decision, because Georgia does have a level 3 fort here in Tbilisi, and they have a larger military than Armenia does. So Armenia will be integrated into the Georgian Empire, and we're still gladly accept. I mean, you can look at that. You can look at this as well.